minutes, so it's very, very impressive. Look at those arms 3/4 of the way up, the yellow orangey coloured arms clamping onto the vehicle. That's a close-up of them clamping on. They're feeding cryogenic propellant into the upper stage of the vehicle. Liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. And to store both hydrogen and oxygen as a liquid, we have to keep them ridiculously cold. It's -253 for hydrogen and -182 for oxygen. And everyone's coming out now onto the terraces, all the guests that we saw earlier in the control centre, the mission control centre, going out to watch the launch with their own eyes. You actually get rather a good view from the terraces. We're about 10 kilometres or so, maybe a little bit more than that, from the launch pad. So they'll have a good view from out there. Coming up to the 1 minute mark.
De DDO, attention pour -1 minute. Top H0 -1 minute.
We are live at the Guiana Space Centre for the launch of Eutelsat Konnect, built by Thales Arianespace as part of the NEOSAT programme of the European and French space agencies, and GSAT 30 for India, the Indian Space and Research Organisation. Our very best wishes now to everybody and all the teams as we sit back now and watch the launch.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage du Vulcain. Allumage EAP et décollage. Manœuvre en roulis. Les paramètres bord sont nominaux.
And we are off. Ariane 5 is blazing a trail across the equatorial skies.
La propulsion est nominale.
And there we see her. She's come out from the other side of the clouds, powering her way into space, heading east, out over the Atlantic Ocean. We've broken the sound barrier, Mach 1. We're travelling faster than the speed of sound.
La trajectoire est nominale.
And we can just hear the sound of Ariane now coming to us here at the Jupiter Control Centre overhead. Thundering overhead. Right now the boosters are doing all the work. They are providing 90% of our thrust. That's the equivalent of 12 jet engines.
La trajectoire est nominale.
Boosters are pushing us away from Earth's gravity, and we need a lot of firepower to do that. Each booster is burning 2 tons of propellant per second.
Les paramètres bord sont nominaux. Le pilotage est calme.
What an average car uses in a year. The range operations manager is telling us that everything's going normally, as expected. So Eutelsat Konnect and GSAT 30 have started their journey. Bottom left-hand side of the screen, our altitude. We're presently 55 kilometres above the Earth.
La trajectoire est nominale.
Getting close now to the moment when we release the boosters, and we might even see that with the naked eye. Here we go.
Séparation des EAP.
That's what it looks like from space when we had cameras on a previous launch. And we can see the 2 boosters moving away. They have used their propellant. They've burnt it all up, and we don't need them anymore. They are falling back to Earth in a very specific pattern to ensure collision avoidance. So the dot in the middle is the Vulcan engine.
Les
That's
paramètres au bord sont normaux, la trajectoire est nominale.
our launcher, and the two dots on either side are the boosters. That's the main stage engine powering its way away from us, powering its way into space. We've already lost 3/4 of our weight in just over 2 minutes, and that's, of
Séparation
course,
de la quoi?
the aim of the game. The lighter we are, the faster we go. And now we're getting confirmation from the range operations manager that we have separated the fairing. And look how those parts flex as they fall. It's called the breathing mode, and we can still see that dot, the engine of the main stage, and that's what it looks like up there. These are our CGI images. Our CGI images, which allow us to picture what it's like up there. The experts put very carefully planned parameters into the computer, and it generates these fantastic pictures. So everything we're looking at is what's planned for the flight. Some of the teams here in the Mission Control Center. On the bottom right-hand side, our speed is coming up to 3 kilometers per second. This is the new head of the CSG, Marianne Claire, the first woman to take the post. And she's going to be overseeing the refurbishment of the Arianespace Center. Last time it was refurbished was about 20 years ago in 2000, so that's going to be a very exciting project. Top right-hand side is our trajectory. It's the planned trajectory for the vehicle, and the white cross is our actual position of our launcher. We're looking at the main stage. At the bottom you can see the blue flame is the engine on the Vulcan the Vulcan engine on the main stage. That's what we could see burning when we saw it travelling away from us. This is now the tracking station. So we lifted off from French Guiana, and Galileo, in yellow, is the tracking station that's keeping its eye on us at the moment.
La trajectoire est nominale, il reste 3 minutes de propulsion EPC.
He's telling us we've got 3 minutes left of propulsion on the main stage. This was 5 minutes and 46 seconds ago. We lifted off from the pad here at the Guyana Space Center, bang on time, 6:05 in the evening. Always hugely impressive watching an Ariane 5 lift off. And now, over 6 minutes into the flight, our two satellites are heading out on their journey. We can see at the front there, Konnect, Eutelsat Konnect. That's in the upper position. Did you see how the birds all flew away when we lifted off?
Les paramètres au bord sont normaux.
I think I'd fly away as well.
Plus que 2 minutes de propulsion de l'EPC.
That close to the firepower. 2 minutes of propulsion left on the main stage.